If you asked every veteran in America right now, what was the hardest year of your entire life? Most of them would not say the deployment. They would not say the year of the injury. They would not say the year of the loss. They would say year 2 of retirement. Year 2, the year when the adrenaline of getting out finally wore off, when the programs ended, when the phone stopped ringing with people checking in, when the house got quiet in a way that had no name, and when he realized, for the first time, that nobody was coming to tell him what today was for. This video is about what comes after year 2, and why year 3, for most men, changes everything. I am Robert, retired soldier, Staff Sergeant, 101st Airborne, and today I want to tell you exactly what happened in year 3, and how it happened. September 2016, year 3. He wakes up that Tuesday at 5:09 in the morning. The house dark, his wife asleep. He goes to the back porch, sits in the same chair he has sat in every morning for 3 years. And for the first time, he does not bring a plan with him. And the body is different this morning. For the first time in 3 years, it is not waiting for anything. His wrist rests on the chair. The watch keeps ticking. For 22 years, the body braced. In service, it braced for the mission. In retirement, it kept bracing, because nobody told it the mission was over. But on that Tuesday morning in year 3, the body did not brace. It just sat, and let the morning be the morning. In a way, he had not been just there since he was 17 years old, sitting on a porch in summer, before the army, before the standard was built. He did not tell his wife when he came back inside, not because it was a secret, because the right words had not arrived yet. He just made breakfast, moved through the kitchen the way water moves, easy, unhurried, not looking for the next thing. She noticed. She said nothing until dinner. At dinner she said, "Something happened this morning." He said yes. She said what? He was quiet for a long time. And then he said, "I think I sat down and nothing told me I had to get back up." And for the first time, I believed it. There is a name for what happened on that back porch. It took researchers 3 decades to find it. And when they did, it changed how we understand what adversity actually does to a man. Researchers call it post-traumatic growth, not the absence of difficulty. What happens when a man goes through something real and comes out the other side more than he was when he went in. Dr. Richard Tedeschi at the University of North Carolina spent 3 decades studying post-traumatic growth across people who had been through the most significant challenges imaginable. He found something nobody expected. The people who had been through the most difficulty were not the most damaged. They were the most capable of the full range of life. The depth of presence, the ability to feel the full weight of an ordinary Tuesday morning, was highest in the people who had been through the most extraordinary things. Not despite what he carried. Because of it, the weight he carried for 22 years built the arms strong enough to hold an ordinary Tuesday morning without dropping it. Dr. Martin Seligman at the University of Pennsylvania spent decades studying what he called authentic happiness, the well-being that comes not from the absence of difficulty, but from the presence of meaning. He found one pattern consistent across every population. The people with the deepest well-being were not the people who had the easiest lives. They were the people who found what he called a life of engagement, where everything the person had was being used in something that actually mattered. For 22 years, Robert woke up every morning knowing exactly what he was for. Every single morning. That is not a small thing. And losing it is not a small loss. And the real work of year 3 was finding the new version of that engagement. The place where everything 22 years built finally had somewhere worthy to go. 3 types. Not every veteran finds peace the same way. You have been at least one of them. The slow arrival. He did not decide to find peace. It found him, on a back porch, on a Tuesday, in year 3, without asking his permission, without announcement, without fanfare. The specific release of a body that has been braced for 22 years, finally, not bracing, and discovering that this is its own kind of strength. The built peace. He did not wait for it. He built it the way he built every other thing worth having, with a clear objective, a plan, and the willingness to begin before he felt ready. He found the new mission, the thing that needed what 22 years built. And peace arrived not as a feeling, as a confirmation. The gifted peace. He did not find it alone. Someone gave it to him. Not a therapist, not a program, a person who saw him accurately. The specific gift of being seen accurately by one person who did not need him to be anything other than exactly what he actually was. Which one are you? The slow arrival, the built peace, or the gifted peace? Drop it in the comments right now. Here is the thing nobody says about year 3. It does not feel like what anyone describes. It does not feel like healing. It does not feel like arrival. It feels like sitting on a back porch, fully capable, watching a neighborhood that does not currently need you, and learning for the first time that this is not a problem. For this man, peace does not feel like rest. It feels like the mission finally matching the man. And here is the harder thing about year 3. He will not tell you when it arrives. Not because he is hiding it, because the army gave him a vocabulary for every situation except this one. So he sits with it in silence. Not because he is hiding it, because some things are true before they are speakable, and he has learned to trust what is true, even when it has no name yet. And the people who love him learn to read what the silence holds, not what it hides, what it carries. Post-traumatic growth does not arrive when the program ends. It does not arrive when you decide you are ready. It arrives on its own schedule, uninvited, in the middle of an ordinary morning, when you are not looking for it. It arrives on a Tuesday, in year 3, when the body finally stops treating every quiet moment like a threat and realizes the quiet is not the enemy. 3 things, not a program, not a workshop. 3 specific things that actually work, starting from where you are today. First, stop waiting for year 3 to feel like what civilians describe. Peace for this man is not the absence of capacity. It is capacity finally finding its correct application. Second, give year 3 the actual time it takes. Not the program's timeline. The real time, which is longer than anyone tells you, and shorter than it feels when you are inside it. For Robert, year 3 arrived in September 2016, and that was not failure. That was the exact amount of time his body needed to believe that Tuesday morning was the mission now. Third, tell one person what year 3 felt like. One true thing, from the right man, to the right person, right now. The way Robert told his wife, I think I sat down and nothing told me I had to get back up. And for the first time, I believed it. One true thing, from the right man, to the right person, at the right moment, changes the whole thing. He still goes back to that porch every Tuesday morning. Not because he has to, because that is where he first heard the answer. And he goes back to confirm it is still true. Year 3 is not the finish line. It is the briefing room for what comes next. No announcement, no ceremony. He simply picked up the next thing and began carrying it, the way he has carried everything worth carrying his entire life. With a brief, with a plan, with the forward energy of a man who spent 22 years walking toward objectives and just found the next one worth walking toward. Dr. Tedeschi spent 30 years finding it in research. Dr. Seligman spent decades finding it in data. Robert found it on a Tuesday morning on a back porch in September 2016. 3 different paths. The same answer. He earned this. Every deployment. Every morning in a place where Tuesday morning on a back porch was not a thing that existed. He earned the right to feel it now. He is not the same man who walked off that base. He is more. And year 3, on that back porch, was the first morning he knew it. Year 3 does not knock on the door. It walks in through the back. On a Tuesday morning, in a chair, when the body finally stops treating the quiet like a threat. He found it on a back porch. On a Tuesday, in year 3, in a neighborhood that did not need anything from him. And that was enough. Share this right now with one man who is still in year 2 and does not know yet that year 3 is already on its way. Not tomorrow, right now. Because the man who knows year 3 is coming sits differently in year 2 while he waits. The neighborhood is waking up. The watch says 6:23. Something in him is still settled. He did not find it in a program. He did not find it in a workshop. He found it in a chair, on a Tuesday morning, in year 3, in a neighborhood that did not need anything from him. And if the man watching this is still in year 2, he needs to know one thing. Year 3 is coming, and it is already closer than he thinks. Not because year 3 fixes everything, because a man who knows year 3 is coming sits differently in the chair while he waits for it. Share this right now with one man whose year 2 feels like it has no end. He needs to see this today, not tomorrow, right now. Because knowing year 3 is coming changes how a man sits in the chair while he waits for it. And tell him one true thing about what year 3 actually felt like for you. Because one true thing from the right man at the right moment is everything that program never was. Year 3 is coming. The watch is still ticking. The porch is still there.